Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, September 19, 2025. The 63 newly elected members of Parliament and 21 appointed senators took their seats in the Houses of Parliament yesterday as legislators were sworn in for the new term. The day's proceedings began with the swearing in of the senators, 13 on the government side and 8 appointed by the opposition. Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith reprises her role as leader of government business in the Senate. King's Counsel Tom Tavares Finson returns as president of the Senate, with Senator Charles Sinclair appointed as his deputy.
I take the opportunity to welcome the new members of the Senate, indicate that in short order we'll be keeping a orientation session to go through the standing orders and the rules of the Senate.
The lower house then met, where 35 Jamaica Labour Party MPs took the oath, while 28 did so from the People's National Party, led by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and Leader of the Opposition, Mark Golding. Minister Floyd Green was named Leader of Government Business in the House. Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural, Juliet Holness, was once again named Speaker of the House, with MP for St. James Central, Heroy Clark, appointed the Deputy Speaker. In her first address following the appointment, the House Speaker remarked that meaningful progress was achieved in her previous stint in the position, and even greater reforms would be pursued in this term.
It is my duty as Speaker not only to identify opportunities for greater efficiency, but also to guide and remind all of us of the requirements of the standing orders in the spirit of balance, fairness, and good order. The Speaker does not make the rules, but humbly and, if necessarily, firmly ensures that they are followed by all members without fear or favor.
Of particular note, she says the partnership within the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association will be continued for the comprehensive review of the standing orders.
To plug any gaps identified, modernize procedures, and give clearer guidance on complex processes. This redraft will soon be placed before the Standing Orders Committee for vetting and deliberation before it is tabled in the House.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has committed that his government will be advancing the process to formally institute job descriptions for parliamentarians in this new term. Dr. Holness was addressing yesterday's opening of Parliament.
This reform will make clear what the public rightly expects its elected representatives to do: regular attendance and active participation in sittings and committees, diligent oversight of ministries and agencies, transparent and ethical use of public resources, and continuous visible engagement with constituents.
He says the process will also create a framework to measure performance, improve accountability, and strengthen public trust in institutions.
This is not about restricting members, it is about elevating the standards of service. It is about ensuring that every seat in this House is not just occupied, but actively contributing to Jamaica's progress and prosperity.
Government will be crafting a new medium-term economic plan in this new term in office. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness made the declaration in his statement to Parliament on Thursday, explaining that the plan would be designed not just to preserve discipline, but to unlock opportunities and improve the lives of Jamaicans.
This plan will focus on boosting long-term growth and productivity, deepening financial inclusion and resilience, and strengthening social protection for vulnerable households. It will seek the right balance: fiscal responsibility alongside catalytic investments in infrastructure, human capital, and innovation.
He says the government will continue to build on the gains that have been made to achieve economic growth.
Just over a decade ago, we set out to restore economic stability and put our country on a sustainable path. Today, we can say with confidence that we have achieved what we set out to do. Our debt to GDP ratio is now approaching 60%, 2 years ahead of schedule. Inflation is stable, reserves are strong, and our fiscal accounts are among the most disciplined in the world. With stability secured, the next step is growth, so that the people can truly get the improvement in the quality of life that they deserve.
Cabinet ministers, meanwhile, have voiced the general consensus that they will be focused on accelerating the government's growth agenda in their respective areas. For Minister of National Security and Peace, Dr. Horace Chang, his focus will be on sustaining the reduction in crime and expanding intervention strategies and opportunities to vulnerable communities to achieve peace and build the lives of residents.
We have had significant gains, but there's still a lot of work to be done. One, to ensure that it is not only a trend, but it will be established as a norm, that we have violence at a reduced level, and that the police itself will have adequate resources to deal with the problem that we may face in the future. Clearly, the emphasis will shift, but we still have to maintain vigilance.
To enable a healthy and productive society, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says the Know Your Numbers campaign and other initiatives will be expanded.
There are some things that are coming that are policy and legislation, things like the abolition of elimination of trans fats in our food systems, which is a big issue around cardiovascular disease. As I said, the school nutrition policy, which has to be implemented, the front of package labeling for consumer information.
Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Floyd Green, says his ministry will be accelerating the implementation of various policies and programs.
So we're going to do more for our farmers, more for our fishers, and ensure that mining continues to drive Jamaica forward.
And Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles Jr., tells JIS News that he is honoured to serve again and eager to get started on the work to achieve government's growth agenda.
We simply have to fall in line, work together, and continue our effort to ensure that as a collective we put the people first, and that we put the destiny of Jamaica at the forefront of all of our decisions.
This term in office for the Andrew Holness-led government will be marked by a process that seeks to facilitate seamless succession and transition planning. The Prime Minister made that assertion as he addressed the new ministers on Wednesday, saying this was to ensure significant renewal in leadership, thinking and approaches. Dr. Holness pointed out that key ministers such as Darrell Vaz, Dr. Horace Chang and Olivia Grange had already indicated their timelines to depart office.
Continuity gives us strength. Renewal gives us dynamism, and we will have both. As time passes, you will see the momentum of renewal accelerating, steadily reshaping not only the composition of the government, but also the way the government thinks, acts, and delivers for the Jamaican people.
According to the Prime Minister, the succession and transition planning will allow the administration to carry forward what works while creating space for what it can do differently.
The commitment of this government is that we will always remain relevant to the struggles, dreams, and aspirations and solutions of the Jamaican people. We will never be archaic or unable to change. But we will always give the stability, the confidence, the assurance, and the certainty of good results for the Jamaican people.
And finally, Beverly Bean of St. Andrew has been crowned the 2025 National Senior Spelling Bee champion. She outspelled contenders from across the island to claim the top prize at the finals held on Wednesday at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. For her win, Miss Bean received a cash prize of $50,000, a tablet computer, a smartphone with credit, gift baskets, and the champion trophy. Carrie Henry of St. Anne placed second, while Les Macoute of St. Catherine was third. The competition is organized by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security through the National Council for Senior Citizens and is open to Jamaicans 60 years and older.
We are celebrating lifelong learning. We are celebrating resilience and the indomitable strength and spirit of community. This competition continues to emphasize the pursuit of knowledge. It has no age limit, and that every stage of life offers the opportunities for self-improvement and excellence.
The National Senior Spelling Bee is among the activities marking Senior Citizens Month, celebrated annually in September. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.